Hi friends, how are you doing? That's good. Thanks for joining me so that we can continue with lesson 14. Today is the second class of lesson 14. In day 2, let's briefly remember those words we learned and their meanings, right? Then we'll take on activity 14A. So make sure that you have this activity ready for today's class. Are you good to start? Let's begin. As we get to the word, I want you to say it. What's the first word? Access. Yes. Access is the name of the freedom or permission to enter. The students want access to the gym this summer. Access is also the name of a way of approach or entry. The access into the house is through the door. Accessible is a different form of the word. We use the word accessible to describe something which is able to be used or entered. Franklin's restaurant is accessible to people in wheelchairs, so they're able to enter it. Next it is associate. Yes, associate. Remember, this word has two pronunciations. But first, associate. To associate is to bring together in the mind. You associate two things. Many people associate Florida with oranges. Many people associate South Africa with these 5 animals. To associate is also to come or be together as friends or companions. You associate with your friends, you're together with them. Because of her love of racehorses, Anne often associated with others who shared that love, jockeys and trainers. The noun meaning for this word, we pronounce this associate. Associate. Now, associate is the name of a person with whom one is connected in some way, as in business. Someone with who you do certain business with is your business associate. My father discussed the project with his associate at work. Next, it is boisterous. You got it. We use the word boisterous to describe a noisy and uncontrolled thing. The Dixons' party became so boisterous that their neighbors complained. Next, it's brilliant. Great. We use the word brilliant to describe something which is very bright. Sparkling is a synonym for brilliant. My black leather shoes had a brilliant shine. We use the word brilliant also to describe someone who is very clever or smart. My oldest sister is so brilliant she might finish high school in 3 years instead of 4. Next, it is decade. You got it. Decade is the name of a 10-year period. I have hope that the next decade will be better than the last. The next word is delicate. We use the word delicate to describe something which is easily broken or damaged. We always wash this delicate antique plate by hand. So some flowers can be delicate. We use the word delicate to also describe someone needing care when you need care and skill to do it. Convincing small children to share a toy can be a delicate task. To be a brain surgeon is also very delicate work. We also use the word delicate to describe someone or something which is in poor health, weak. Although Isabella Bird Bishop was a delicate child, as an adult she traveled through many different parts of the world, sometimes by canoe and other times on horseback. Wow. Next it is employ. Great. To employ is to hire and put to work for pay. Carmen's gift shop employs 4 people. To employ is also to use something. The clown employed every trick he knew to make the children laugh. So you employ a plan, a trick, or something you do. Next, it is idle. We use the word idle to describe someone doing nothing, not working. The workers were idle while the power was shut off. To idle is to spend one's time doing nothing. Last Sunday, while my brother idled for more than an hour in the house, I raked leaves in the yard. So spending time doing nothing, that is idling. To idle is also to run an engine slowly. So if you start the car but not drive it, you idle it. The next word is illuminate. To illuminate is to light up. To supply with light is to illuminate. The full moon illuminated the path through the woods to our cabin, so it lit it up. To illuminate is also to make clear or understandable. You illuminate what you're saying, you make it clear. You can illuminate plans by making it clear, making sure that the people you tell the plans to understand it very well. The teacher's explanation illuminated the math problem for me. So it illuminated the math problem, it made it clear. Next, it is provide. To provide is to give what is needed, to supply. 2 local companies provided the money to buy our school band uniforms. To provide is also to set forth as a condition. Our agreement with the teacher provides for a party if we turn our work in on time all year. Next, it is require. To require is to need or demand. Plants require light and water in order to grow. You require a license in order to drive. A requirement is the name of something that is necessary. A license is a requirement for driving. A place to sleep and a simple meal were Johnny Appleseed's only requirements. Next, it is taunt. To taunt is to make fun of in an insulting way. To jeer, that's a synonym. Don't taunt someone just because that person appears different. It's rude. Taunt is the name of an insulting remark. So what this boy is saying is a taunt. An umpire learns to ignore the taunts of the crowd and just get on with the job. Next, it is tolerant. We use the word tolerant to describe people who are willing to let others have their own beliefs and ways, even if different from one's own. Are you tolerant to other people's beliefs and ways? Traveling is both interesting and enjoyable if you are tolerant of customs that seem strange to you. To tolerate is to accept willingly without complaining. So you have to tolerate someone else. You learn to tolerate a certain amount of noise when you live near an airport. You get used to it. Next it is transform. Great. To transform is to change the form, looks, or nature of something. A fresh coat of paint will transform this room. Transformation is the name of a complete change. The transformation of the frog into a prince comes at the end of the story. See, a butterfly goes through a transformation, a complete change, from caterpillar to butterfly. This word is wilderness. Great. Wilderness is the name of an area where there are few people living, an area still in its natural state. The Rocky Mountain states contain large areas of wilderness. And here we are at activity 14a. First, let's read the instruction. Using words in context, read the following sentences. If the word in bold is used correctly, write C on the line. If the word is used incorrectly, write I on the line. Do you understand? If not, read the question or read the instruction again. Let's begin. Number 1A. Use as much paint as you need and throw the excess away. Is that correct? C or incorrect? I. Incorrect. This word should be excess, more than is what needed. B. My sister has access to all the clothes in my closet too. She has access. She has a way of getting it. Correct. C. The only access to the heather was through the stage door. The only access, the only way into something. Correct. D. The top shelf was only accessible when using a stool. So you could only get to it when you use a stool. Correct. Number 2A. The glass ornaments are delicate and must be handled carefully. Correct. B. Igashu's fear of cats was a delicate subject that we never talked about. Correct. It's a sensitive subject, delicate. C. A person in delicate health is told to stay home during flu season. Correct. Your health can be delicate, weak. D. Chocolate candy and other delicates were laid out on the counter. Incorrect. Next, number 3A. The brilliants were full of water. Is that correct or incorrect? Incorrect. B. It took a team of brilliant minds to crack the secret code. Correct. C. A brilliant emerald ring sold for $1,500. Correct. Brilliant like shiny. D. Using lots of brilliant will make your teeth shine. Incorrect. Next, number 4A. Some viruses become tolerant of drugs developed to fight them. Some viruses become tolerant to drugs used to them? Correct. B. Living with siblings make you tolerant of other people. Correct. C. The weather had become more tolerant by the time May arrived. The weather had become more tolerant. Incorrect. You can become tolerant of the weather, but the weather cannot become tolerant. Be careful. D. My teacher tolerated my report, a good grade. Incorrect. Number 5A. Within a few years, the invention of the airplane had transformed travel. Correct, it changed it completely. B. We were transformed that the restaurant was closed for the evening. Incorrect. C. The man closed the door with a transformation. Incorrect. D. The beautiful day was suddenly transformed into a stormy mess. Yes, it changed completely from a beautiful day to a stormy mess. Next, number 6A. The illuminates flickered and went out, leaving us in total darkness. Incorrect. That's not a word. B. A beam of sunlight illuminated the tree. Correct. It lit it up. C. What the teacher said illuminated something I hadn't understood before. That is correct. D. I became more and more illuminated as I turned out the lights. Incorrect. You cannot become more lit up when you turn off the lights. Next, number 7A. The idle child was too lazy to get out of bed in the morning. The idle child. Yes, correct. B. We didn't have one idle moment during the whole trip. Correct. You can have an idle moment. A moment where you spend time doing nothing. So they did not have an idle moment. They did not spend any time just doing nothing. They were busy the whole time. C. Allow the engine to idle for a minute before turning it off. Correct. D. The magazine was full of pictures of Hollywood movie idols. Incorrect. Number 8A. Try not to employ the flowers before they're fully bloomed. Try not to employ the flowers. Incorrect. You cannot employ flowers. B. The tire factory employees. The tire factory employees. The tire factory employs over 5,000 people. Can a factory employ people? Correct. C. Devon employed a brilliant attack that won the video game. Correct. You can use a technique, a way. You can employ it. D. We employed her to stay longer, but her mind was made up. Incorrect. More try. We encouraged her, or a different word. Number 9A. Next. Visitors to the park are required to keep dogs on leashes. Correct. They're expected to, they need to, demanded to. B. You are required to check your backpack at the gate. Correct. Before you get onto the plane, you are required to check your bags, right? C. Give me a hug before I require for the night. Incorrect. D. There were many requirements to be answered after I got back. Incorrect. Not right. And number 10A. 8 Associate Justice and 1 Chief Justice from the Supreme Court. This is correct. It's American terminology. B. I associate Florida with the beach. Connect them together? Correct, because Florida is a state next to the beach, or next to the ocean, so they have beaches. C. We associated with all kinds of people during our field trip. Correct, you can associate yourself with people, be around them. D. Tomiko grew more and more associated as the days passed. That is incorrect. Does not make sense. And that's it, friends. These are all the correct answers to these questions. Make sure you got all the right ones. And that's it for today's class. It's all over. Good job. This activity was a real tricky one. Remember to join me next in day 3. For class 3, you can bring along activities 14B, 14C, and 14D. We'll be doing those 3 activities in day 3. Now, I want you to enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!